Haze taking over the bi-state today. Smoke from Canadian wildfires settling in over our area, leaving us in an air quality alert. Our weather cameras capturing these videos earlier this morning. Good afternoon. I'm Brent Solomon.
And I'm Kate Quinn. Today's air quality alert comes as extreme heat begins to move into the St. Louis region. We have team coverage of the air quality. 5 on Your Side's Holden Kurwicki is live with tips on how to protect you and your family.
But first, let's go to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with your Weather First forecast.
Well, as expected, that smoke really backed into St. Louis during the overnight hours, peaking early this morning, and it's still with us at this point. Still hazy around St. Louis, but we are starting to see a little bit of improvement, especially as you go west of St. Louis as far as the air quality goes. Now, it's going to take a bit of a time to get this to all shift out of here, but things are looking in the right direction. Still quite a bit of haze out there in St. Charles right now. And we look at the air quality. This is the estimate from the EPA. And you basically look around the metro area, and we are looking at that red to orange air quality. This is, as of right now, kind of the actual summarized air quality across the region. It's a lot worse in Illinois, but this is the plot for St. Louis from the Blair Street observation from the Department of Natural Resources, still in that red. This is the particulate matter from that wildfire smoke. Now, it is beginning to shift a bit farther to the east. If you're east of St. Louis, especially going over towards Interstate 57, this is going to take a lot longer to get rid of than what we'll deal with in the metro area. And we'll still have some smoke hanging around and over the metro area through tonight and into tomorrow. It'll just be much better in terms of the level of it. We still have air quality concerns for tomorrow, but tomorrow it shifts back to traditional ozone for this time of year. So the air quality slowly improving. It's going to end up being a red air quality day. And we've been looking in the records trying to find the last time we had one of those, and we're not seeing it. Searing heat's returning Thursday and Friday, and those heat index values could top 110 for some of us. More on that in a few minutes.
We'll see you then. Thank you so much, Scott. If you have to be outside, there's just no avoiding the haze. The poor air quality has many of you searching for help. 5 on Your Side's Holden Kurwicki joins us live in East St. Louis. He has some tips on how to stay safe. Holden?
Okay, the good news here is that the air quality conditions out here, as Scott just mentioned, they are starting to improve, albeit slightly. We peaked at around 189 on the air quality index scale at about 3 a.m. Now, for those of you at home asking exactly what that means, that's the equivalent of smoking about 5 cigarettes over the course of 24 hours outside. These unhealthy air quality levels are particularly hard on the elderly and very young, but can be triggers for those suffering from conditions like asthma or COPD. Across the region today, we witnessed many people trying to protect themselves by wearing masks, but Chris Martinez, the executive director of the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, told me that's not as effective against smoky conditions as many people think.
Air quality is measured both by particles in the air and dangerous gases in the air. So an N95 mask can really help with particles, but it doesn't really do much when it comes to gases. And the gases that we inhale can be toxic.
Martinez told me now the best way to protect yourself is simply staying inside if you don't have to be outside today like I am right now. And the good thing about that is if you're inside or even in your car, your air conditioning system, the filter in there actually filters out a lot of those particles and harmful gases that can harm you. Reporting live in East St. Louis, Holden Kurwicki, 5 on Your Side.
Very good to know, Holden. Thank you. As the heat rises all across the bi-state, the Red Cross says you should take precautions. While anyone can be at risk, the elderly and very young are most susceptible to heat and heat-related illnesses. Signs include nausea, dizziness, heavy sweating, and headaches. People with heat-related illness should be moved to a cool place, given cool water to drink, and ice packs applied to their skin. If someone refuses water or passes out, call 911. Don't forget, you can get the Weather First forecast anytime on your phone if you text the word weather to 314-425-5255.
Right now, crews from the Missouri Department of Natural Resources are cleaning up a chemical spill near St. Louis Lambert Airport. The EPA says 1,000 gallons of wastewater from a Boeing treatment plant made its way to Coldwater Creek yesterday. The agency says the wastewater contained trivalent chromium, or CR3 compounds. The CDC says CR3 can irritate the respiratory system when inhaled and also cause nasal irritation and coughing, depending on how extensive the exposure is. The EPA says Boeing stopped the release and started sampling water from the creek. Boeing issued a statement today saying, quote, the cause of the release has been mitigated and containment measures have been implemented. Boeing will continue to work with the National Response Center, the Metropolitan Sewer District, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, and EPA to determine next steps. 5 on Your Side's Justina Coronel is getting reaction to this bill. Look for her coverage on 5 on Your Side at 5 and 6.
Because when we invest in our people, we strengthen the middle class, we see the economy grow. That benefits all Americans. That's the American dream.
Today, President Biden touting his Bidenomics plan during a visit to Chicago. The president highlighting the failures of trickle-down economic policies and his vision for growing the economy. While the president is ramping up campaign events, new polling suggests voters are concerned about his health and his age.
There are also questions about his son Hunter Biden's business dealings. NBC's Alice Barr reports from Washington.
President Biden on the road today in Chicago, touting his economic agenda, recently dubbed Bidenomics.
The economy that grows the economy from the middle out, the bottom up, instead of just the top down. When that happens, everybody does well.
The president highlighting low unemployment, easing inflation, and investment in infrastructure as he's running for a second term amid low approval numbers. A recent NBC News poll found just 38% of Americans surveyed approve of his handling of the economy, down sharply from 2 years ago. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy calling Bidenomics an economic disaster.
He's made inflation up by all of his new regulations. He's made it more competitive, less competitive for us.
President Biden also fighting growing concerns about his age. A new NBC News poll found 68% of Americans surveyed are concerned about the 80-year-old president's mental and physical health. The White House trying to reframe and refocus on his experience as he's increasingly made his age a punchline.
I know I don't look that old, I know. I'm a little under 103. Think about it. I know I'm 198 years old.
Amid legal troubles for his son, President Biden today forcefully denied he was involved or present when Hunter Biden is alleged to have texted a Chinese business partner in 2017, claiming to be sitting with his father.
Were you sitting there? Were you involved?
No, I wasn't. I don't know.
Were you?
No.
Hunter Biden's attorney called it a period of turmoil and addiction for his client, who has agreed to plead guilty to 2 tax-related misdemeanors. President Biden has long stood by his son. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Marketing Reset, the new ad campaign from Anheuser-Busch, it hopes will save Bud Light.
Fuel savings pop up. The convenience store knocking 40 cents off of a gallon of gasoline.
Rockstar vibes, the pivot a local man made after his dream to work in the music industry fizzled.